Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is enjoying our discussion about one of the most important books in modern literature, The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. First, I would like to thank and congratulate those students that are sitting here and participating in this discussion about the book. You guys won this and earned this place by winning and by your writing skills and writing down an essay, and you're deeply thinking about this book. We like to congratulate. I would also like to mention Ernest Hemingway's life, how he was actually a fisherman in real life as well, and how his literature was somehow related to his works. He was not professionally a fisherman because his profession was actually a writer. He was writing novels, short stories, but his second job was actually a fisherman. He was from his dad actually taught him fishing and hunting, and he lived 2 to 3 years in Cuba as well. I would first like to also tell you that literature is not about to give me a correct and fixed answer. Be deep thinkers and critical thinkers and tell me how did you understand from that book and how it affected your life and your lifestyles and everything, okay? Shall we start? Who actually likes to tell me about the book? What does it talk about? Like a general thing about the book. Can you do that, Hanad? All right, thank you.
So first of all, hi, I'm Hanad Haubir and I'm from 7B. So this book the name is The Old Man and the Sea. It was authored by Ernest Hemingway and it was published in 1952. The book in general talks about a Cuban fisherman's life and his struggles. And the book is pretty short, but it has a very deep meaning.
Yes, it has deep meaning. But do you agree that it is short in length, but it has such a deep meaning with perseverance, dignity, and the relation between human being and nature? Like there is in the book, it's actually talking about how spiritual it is, and the relationship between human being and nature is very highly respected. Well, I would like to ask Aling the first question. Are you ready for that, Aling? Okay. Well, Aling can take the mic. Well, what do you think? How does Santiago struggle with the marlin, show his perseverance and determination? But can you also give me an example from the text?
Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Aline Azad and I'm from 8A. So since the fight with the Maryland lasted about 3 days, and he was very injured too. He had a sore back and he had very deep cuts on his arms and hands. This shows how far pride can take you and how his perseverance and dignity were the most important thing. And there's a quote about this, and it's a man can be defeated but not destroyed.
Do you remember that he, as Santiago, mentions that he does not want to give up? Although he's struggling a lot in the book, right? He is struggling with everything, but still he's mentioned that I don't want to give up and I don't give up, and he's still continuing, although through all the struggles that he's facing. Yes. Do you have anything else to mention about how he struggles, but at the end he still managed somehow to get a thing?
Okay, so since the beginning of the book, Santiago still struggles deeply, from criticism from other fishermen to even losing his respected friend, Manilyn. So he's struggling most of the time in the book, but his perseverance and dignity really helped him to not give up and achieve his goals, even though he may have not won the fish physically, but he did win moral victory.
Thank you so much. That's such a good thinking about the book. That shows that you understood the book. Thank you so much. And that's a fact. Do you agree with her, right? Well, I agree too. He struggled a lot, but at the end of the day, actually, Santiago was a model of perseverance to me. Was it to you as well? Well, okay. I would like to ask Tara. Well, Tara, in what ways do you think Hemingway show his experience and knowledge that can be more valuable than physical strength? Let me make that clear for you. Like a human's physical strength and a human's mental, or his physical strength and his knowledge, which one do you think is more valuable in the book?
I think knowledge and experience is more valuable in this book. The author, Ernest Hemingway, shows that knowledge and experience is more important and more valuable than physical strength. Due to Santiago's old age, obviously he is physically weak, but that does not mean he does not have many years of experience as a fisherman. And this really helped him how to survive, how to endure challenges, how to know what to do when something goes wrong. So he relies on the knowledge of the sea rather than physical strength.
Thank you so much, Tara. Well, I noticed this here. I want to see if you noticed the same thing. Well, I feel like that Hemingway wants to show that although he was an old man, but still he showed that this old man can still face the challenges by the knowledge that he has. He is still a fisherman in real life as well, and he has experience. His dad has taught him fishing, and he knows how to fish, and he still met it. Yeah, I know it took him 85 days, but at the end of the day, did he catch it? He did, right? So he's showing that knowledge is above physical strength. Yeah, thank you so much. That was great. Staj, you want to join us? Great. Well, I would like to ask you, how does Santiago's relationship with the sea reflect respect and understanding of nature? Well, if I clarify this, we mean, is he mentioning a respect for nature? Because in the beginning, if you remember, I mentioned that Hemingway, like in a young age, he had such a good relationship and love and respect with nature. He started that from such a young age. You can also search for that. But I want to see, how do you see that in the novella? Did you notice that in a way?
Well, Santiago calls the sea she, or in his words, la mar. He respects and understands the sea. He does consider the sea as dangerous, but he also considers it beautiful. He also believes that humans are not above nature, but are a part of nature. He understands the sea's cruelty, but doesn't blame the sea. Hemingway also shows that Santiago calls the sea la mar, which means feminine. It
is a feminine term, right?
Yes.
But he's using that as a love for it, right?
It means a love and care for the sea, and he believes that he has a deep connection with the sea. However, other fishermen would call the sea El Mar, which is cold and distant. It means that they use the sea as something to benefit themselves. They call the sea as a resource.
Great job, thank you. Well, there is also a word mentioned in the novella, which is brother. What is he using that word for?
Well, he doesn't consider the sea as an enemy, but more like a companion and a brother.
That's why he's calling the brother, right? So it means like he is seeing it as a brother. So basically we're the same. You're my brother. So we are the same. We are both part of nature. We all are, right? Either a sea, like a fish, a human being. We are part of nature. What do you think about this one?
Well, Santiago believes that humans are not above nature.
We're not. Great.
They are a part of nature. So yeah.
Although he is about to catch the fish and basically killing it at the end of the day, but still he has respect for it, right? That's great. Thank you so much. Shall we go for the next question? How not? Well, how does the novella illustrate the idea that effort can be as important as the result? Like, how do you understand that?
Okay, so the result is very important, but so is the effort. So the result is that it pushes you and encourages you to do something because it's your goal, even if it's like really hard. But the effort you put in is like what matters the most. If you didn't put in the effort, the result wouldn't mean anything. So for Santiago, catching the marlin was a big goal for him, and he went through a lot. He put a lot of effort in that. He went through a lot of struggles throughout the journey and dealt with a lot of pain, but at the end he did catch the marlin.
What's important that he put efforts, right? So Hemingway is basically teaching us that yes, we do have goals in real life, but what's important is that we have an effort for that thing. That's it. Thank you so much. Fulya, would you like to answer the next question? Sorry. Okay. So, what role does pride play in Santiago's decision in the book?
So,
I believe that pride for Santiago gives him motivation but also puts him at risk. For example, in the story he refuses, in multiple moments, he refuses to let the fish escape, which this could put him in danger, but he believes that this would be a total defeat. In Santiago's understanding, a man is defined by his endurance, so giving up was not an option for him. His pride made him want to prove his capabilities to himself first and the people that were surrounding him. Hemingway often expresses pride through his characters, hoping that it could inspire courage and make people, inspire them to be stubborn and stand up for what's right for themselves. Also, the story shows us that pride could be a double-edged sword. It could lead us to achieving all our goals, but it can also lead us to a downfall if it's not put with harmony and respect.
So at the end of the day, he got his pride back, right? How?
Well, at the end, he caught the marlin, even though it was very hard for him, and he faced lots of struggles while doing it, and he ended up with only a skeleton, but he ended up with far more than that, which was his knowledge that he never gave up, and his pride and dignity.
Thank you so much. That was such a good answer. I liked it. Thank you. Aline, hi. Would you like to take the... Okay, great job. Yes, please. The marlin in the book. Let's just go to the marlin and talk about it. And how is the marlin a symbol beyond just a fish? Like beyond being just a fish in the text, how do you think it is mentioned?
Well, at first when Santiago saw the fish, it immediately thought of it as an opponent and saw it as a brother. But Santiago didn't see the marlin as a fish. The marlin represents his biggest test and to show his worth. And the marlin stands for strength, which Santiago respects it a lot.
If I say something, would you like to... Okay, think about this. Let's say that Santiago, or Hemingway actually, uses Santiago and the sea and the fish to talk about something else, not just the fish and the sea and everything. Let's pretend like he's seeing the fish as a goal in life. And Santiago is us, and the sea is our life. Right? So let's be literal and feel like the fish is basically our goal in life, and he wants to say that human beings are trying really, really hard to just get their goals. Although we put efforts, even if we don't get it at the end of the day, just like how we just get the skeleton of the fish, right, at the end of the day. But let's just pretend like that was a goal in our life. Are you agreeing with me?
Yes, I totally agree. You like Santiago, you know that he didn't catch a fish for 84 days. He had a lot of patience and he never gave up on his dreams. So that's why he saw the marlin as a goal, because...
Thank you. Just like human beings, right? We are just like that in real life. He's showing that at the end of the day, go after your goals no matter what's happening, what struggles you're facing, but just be how you are and do not give up, okay? That's great. Shall I come back to you, Aline, and ask you another question? Great. So, how does Hemingway use simple and direct language? Well, as you know, Hemingway is those kind of writers that he is using such a simple language and we can easily understand his words. Well, usually we have writers that they're using actually not that simple language. Can you, like, from the text, give me some examples?
Okay, so Santiago uses simple words and short sentences to really highlight how Santiago is feeling and what emotions he's going through and which struggles. And this really does matter to us because there's a lot of books with two different meanings, but this just gets straight to the point. And in my opinion, that's such a good talent that a writer can have. And it also does feel like you're also in the book with Santiago and you're also struggling with him and you're also trying to catch the marlin with him. And there's also a quote from the book, and I will quote, "Pain does not matter to a man." And this really does highlight how Hemingway uses simple and short sentences.
These are for the readers to understand better usually when we read such a difficult words book, we will not enjoy it that much and we just get bored, right? But when we understand the words and the book, that will be easier for us to see the other side of the book and the words as well. Do you agree with me?
Yes, I totally agree with it, and it's much more easier for beginner readers to much more
that's
understand
great.
it and the other meaning behind it.
So we do recommend this, right?
Yes,
we do recommend
I do recommend it to a lot.
That's great. Thank you so much. Mila. Okay, join us and tell us how Santiago's memories and his relationship with the mandolin influence his actions and give him strength. What do you think?
Great. So Santiago often thinks of mandolin at times when he is weak and at times of weakness. He thinks of him when he is in a struggle. And when he thinks of mandolin, he feels that he is supported and strong. As mandolin is or represents hope and strength. Okay, and also when he thinks of him, he gets reminded that, you know, there is hope, there is relationships, and there are connections outside of the struggle. Yes, and
well, let's tell them who is mandolin to the audience. Maybe one of them they don't know who is mandolin. Who is he?
mandolin is actually a fisherman. He used to be friends with him, and he used mandolin. Yes, he is him, and he used mandolin. Yes, he is younger. So that's why he represents youth and belief. So yes, and mandolin encourages Santiago to always endure and always thrive, not just for himself, but to be set as an example for others, and so others can benefit from him. This shows that this relationship shows that emotional bonds can
help you, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. So even thinking about that, someone is out here with you through hardship, you will feel strong, right? Even let's take a look at mandolin. He was like a young boy, right? But his connection with like an older man, it's made that older man think that he can continue his hardship. So even through hardship, there will be someone with you, okay? So that's a good thing. Thank you so much for your answer. I liked it. Fulia, shall I go back to you? Okay, sure. Well, at the end of the story, I want you to tell me what does Santiago's return with the marlin skeleton represents like. What do you think about this ending?
So, Santiago's return with only a skeleton may look like he lost a tangible prize, but the story shows us that courage, skill, and the journey that we go through is far more important than the final outcome. This also lies with Ernest Hemingway's own personal beliefs, which were that the struggle that we face will fade at the end and we will forget about them, but perseverance, characters, the relationships we built on the way, and the experiences that we have will stay forever. At the end of the story, The Old Man and the Sea is not just about fishing, it's about the quiet bravery it takes to overcome challenges that seem too big. And this also lies with Ernest Hemingway's life philosophy, which is facing a challenge with courage is in itself honorable.
It was actually from his real life, and it is a real life story. He was a fisherman and he was actually struggling with it, but at the end of the day he learned it. So he's telling us basically that man struggled for 85 more than that actually days, and at the end of the day he just got with the skeleton of the fish, but he did not give up at the end of the day. So that is what matters. So if you remember, I mentioned that let's pretend like this is not about a fish but our goal. Even if we don't get our goal at the end of the day, what matters is that we put all the effort in our lives for that thing. We learned that, right? So basically this book is teaching us, so that's what matters, right? That's great. Well, I love to ask the last question to Nima. Want to join? Yeah. Great. How does Santiago's story teach lessons about facing challenges, and how can students apply this lesson in real life? Would you recommend this book to your friends, and how would you recommend it?
Yeah, of course. So, patience is what describes hope, hope is what describes luck, and Santiago owns them all. The sea is endless, yet the sea is endless. Yet Santiago dares to challenge him. Every wind, every hatred, every wave whispered a challenge, and Santiago was not only ready. His skills of patience remains remarkable for every human will against nature's power. Moreover, Santiago always had someone with him whenever he went deep among the dark blue merciless sea. However, the last time he went, he kept wishing the little boy with him due to being alone in the sea was always creepy. All thanks to nature's power.
Yeah, so you believe that it was nature's power, right?
Yeah.
So this is what gave him power, you think? Yeah. That's great. Well, I would like to ask each one of you with one word to answer me. What did you learn from reading this novella? With one word. Tell me that the thing that you learned from that book. We all read it, right? So I will also tell you, but you go first, okay? You might want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I learned patience.
Patience, great.
I learned perseverance.
I learned resilience.
I learned about never giving up.
I learned about being very grateful.
If I could describe what I learned in one word, it would be spirit, because that's what Santiago had throughout the whole journey.
I learned about dignity.
I've learned that knowledge is power.
Well, I learned love for nature in this book. I feel like he's talking about so much respect. He's showing so many different words for us to see that human beings should have love and respect for nature at the end of the day as well. Although he was a fisherman, right? He is hurting like nature in some way, but at the end of the day, he's doing that with respect and love, and he's teaching us this. Well, to conclude our journey, I would like to thank you so much for your participation, for your confidence, for your deeply thinking and critical thinking about the book. We learned that reading a book and a text is not just words, but behind it we can get many benefits and different ideas. And I want you to love literature, because literature can teach us many things. Thank you so much for listening. We were so happy. I hope you enjoyed everything. Thank you.
At Wise School, we believe in providing diverse educational and scientific activities to help our students enhance their learning. Our recent book club competition was a prime example for that. Today, we are excited to share exclusive interviews with the successful students to share their insights on how they prepared for the writing process and the dynamic debates. Let's hear from them directly.
Hello, Fulia.
Hello, teacher. How are you doing?
Thank you, I'm well. You came first in the first stage of the book club competition, which was writing an essay about the book. Now tell us, how did you prepare yourself for being first?
So I prepared myself in multiple ways. First of all, I read the book as soon as I knew about it, so that I was prepared beforehand. And I didn't only just read it as a book, I also listened to it as an audiobook and searched up summarizations. I practiced my writing and handwriting a lot with it too.
Okay, very well then. You had a great preparation for that. Thank you. So you know that the next stage is having a debate about the book. Now tell us, how are you going to prepare yourself for that?
So I'm going to prepare myself by looking up questions that the teacher may ask, and I also want to ask my teacher for advice and my other friends for advice, so that I can answer the questions in the best way possible by using information from the book and my own ideas too.
Well, thank you. So you have read almost 130 pages. Can you tell us what strategies did you use to stay focused while reading the book?
Well, the key for me was I didn't only just read it as a physical copy, I also listened to it as an audiobook, which helped me a lot because I was seeing the book in my hand while also hearing it in my ears. And also, I practiced writing a lot. While I was writing it, I was kind of remembering the information one by one, and it was all collecting together, and it became very smooth and yeah.
Okay, very well, thank you. Now tell us, you wrote a perfect essay and you came first. So tell us, what was the most challenging part in the writing process for you?
So for me, the most challenging part was keeping a neat and smooth handwriting because I had a lot of information to write about. How I practiced this was at home. I practiced each essay 2 to 3 times, or each body paragraph 2 to 3 times, so that when it came to the essay,
So the greatest challenge for me was to capture the emotion behind Santiago's words and actions, and he respects the sea and calls it Namar, which is a feminine word for beauty and respect, and he understands how the fish move. So it was kind of hard to capture that in my writing and my essay, and it was very hard to capture in my opinion. So I had to do a lot of research, and I had to listen to a lot of audiobooks on YouTube.
First of all, I want to thank the school for preparing this amazing activity. And about preparing for the essay, at first I read the book during the holidays and I listened to the audiobook, and I started improving my writing skills and my punctuation and grammar. And then now I'm preparing for the debate by making Q&A questions and improving my speaking skills and expanding my vocabulary.
You know that the next stage is having a debate about the book.
Yeah.
And can you tell us how are you going to prepare yourself for that?
Okay, I have read the book since the New Year's holiday, and I'm practicing some advanced words in order to improve my communicating skills. Moreover, I shall focus on key themes such as perseverance, human will against nature's power, and Santiago's battle with the sea.
Wasn't it difficult for you to read that book? It was 130 pages.
No, it was actually very easy because I would read 20 pages a day.
20 pages a day. Wasn't it a lot for you?
No, it was really easy
For
actually.
that.
So I will try to read the book again and do more research about the meaning of the book more to use it in the debate. Hello.
As you know that you came first in the book club competition, of course, congratulations. Can you tell us how did you prepare yourself for that to get first?
Yes, first I want to talk about how I'm very grateful and happy to be here that I came first place. When it was announced that there was a book club, I prepared myself a schedule, and I would tell myself that I would read 10 to 15 pages a day, and that strategy really helped me a lot. And in the process of writing the essay, I would use dictionary or Google to help me use better words and advanced words. And I would also watch summaries in YouTube. That really helped me a lot understand the story better.
Okay, very well done. Did you have any specific strategy to use it for reading the book?
I had a lot of patience. Like every day I would read the book and I would search for the Old Man and the Sea to help me understand more.
Wasn't it difficult for you to read that book? It was 130 pages.
No, it was actually very easy because I would read 20 pages a day.
20 pages a day. Wasn't it a lot for you?
No, it was really easy actually.
Okay, thank you.
وایز تەنها لە خۆی دەچێت.